He stood at the altar, jaw clenched, staring at the veiled woman before him. The whispers around the hall were sharp enough to cut through his pride. The billionaire CEO was tricked into marrying her, someone whispered. They say she's hideous under that veil, another murmured asterisk. He wanted to walk away. His heart burned with betrayal. But when he finally lifted her veil, his entire world stopped. Who she was, and what she had done for him, would change his life forever. Ethan Cross, the youngest and most powerful CEO in the city, had everything: money, power, and reputation. But behind the sharp suits and calm demeanor, he carried a wound no one saw. His mother's last wish had been simple: marry before your 30th birthday, Ethan, or you'll lose everything your father built. Now, with just a week left, Ethan found himself cornered. He didn't believe in love, and certainly not in marriage. So, his assistant suggested a temporary solution: a contract marriage. She's quiet, respectful, and willing, said the assistant, sliding a file across the table. Her name is Lily Hart. Ethan didn't even glance at the photo inside. All I need is her signature, he said coldly. The arrangement was simple: 1 year of marriage, no emotions, no interference in each other's lives. In return, she'd receive enough money to change her family's fate. But what he didn't know was that Lily wasn't doing this for money. She was doing it to save someone dear. Her younger sister lay in the hospital, her medical bills piling up. Lily had spent years working as a caretaker and painter, barely getting by. The offer came like a lifeline, though the conditions broke her heart. And the one condition that cut deepest was: the wedding will be private. You will remain veiled until the ceremony ends. The wedding day came in silence. Ethan stood tall, in a designer tuxedo, surrounded by murmuring guests. Everyone wondered why a billionaire would marry a woman no one had ever seen. Some said she was ugly. Some said she trapped him. The air was thick with judgment. As Lily walked down the aisle, completely covered by her veil, Ethan's face hardened. He'd heard enough rumors to sour the moment. She must have tricked someone in my staff, he thought bitterly. Maybe she's after money. He refused to even meet her eyes. He only signed the papers, cold and mechanical. When the priest said, "You may now lift the veil," Ethan hesitated. His hand trembled, not from emotion, but disgust and confusion. The whispers grew louder. And when he finally lifted the veil, the world fell silent. Before him stood a woman whose beauty was not loud or glittering, but quiet, disarming, pure. Her eyes carried kindness, her face soft yet strong, like she'd lived through storms but still smiled. Ethan froze. He didn't know what to say. The same guests who mocked her were speechless. His chest tightened: guilt, confusion, and something unfamiliar. But before he could speak, Lily bowed her head and whispered, "Don't worry, Mr. Cross. It's only a contract. I expect nothing more." Her words stabbed deeper than any insult could. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. For the first time in years, he felt small. Weeks passed in silence. Their mansion felt more like two separate worlds. Ethan buried himself in work, while Lily quietly filled the cold home with warmth, watering plants, feeding stray cats outside, even leaving him tea on his desk when he worked late. She never asked for anything, not even his attention. Yet, every time he saw her, something stirred inside him. He noticed how she would stare at the stars on the balcony, whispering prayers. One night, he asked quietly, "Who do you keep praying for?" Lily hesitated. "My sister. She's fighting for her life. Every day, I ask for one more sunrise for her." That night, Ethan learned she hadn't married him for herself, but to pay her sister's medical bills. He sat in silence for a long time. For the first time, he saw beyond the contract. The next morning, he anonymously sent a team of his best doctors to her sister's hospital. But fate wasn't done testing them. A tabloid broke the story: CEO Ethan Cross marries a plain unknown girl, corporate joke or charity? The business world mocked him. His investors demanded answers. At a press event, a reporter asked, "Mr. Cross, is it true your wife only married you for money?" Ethan looked across the room at Lily, who stood quietly at the back, trying not to cry. In that moment, something inside him shifted. He took the microphone and said firmly, "No. She married me when I didn't deserve anyone's love. She taught me that dignity and kindness don't come with a price tag." The room went silent. The media turned their cameras toward her, and for the first time, Ethan saw her smile, not shyly, but proudly. Months later, when the year of their contract was about to end, Ethan came to her room holding the same file that began it all. "Lily," he said softly, "our contract is ending tomorrow, but I don't want it to." She turned to him, tears shining in her eyes. "Ethan, you don't owe me anything." He took her hand gently. "I owe you everything. You showed me what love really looks like even when I was blind." And for the first time, the billionaire CEO dropped his pride, got on one knee, and said the words that mattered more than any contract. "This time, I want to marry you for real." Sometimes, we judge people before we even lift the veil, not realizing the beauty, courage, and love waiting beneath it. True love doesn't come from what we see, but from what we finally learn to feel.